Hi, everyone. Welcome to our bonus Play Hard segment of the 312 podcast. My name is Alicia Washington. I am the Director of Marketing and Jedi here at HRP Associates. And here with me today is Yadira Forbes from our accounting department. Hey.
Hi.
So we're here, we're chatting about Hispanic Heritage Month. Yadira and I, we share the same heritage, Puerto Rico. And so we're just here today hanging out, having a conversation and just going back and forth about our culture and the great things about it. And I actually am also here drinking some coquito. Now, this is store-bought, so don't y'all judge me now. But it's actually pretty good. So me and Yadira were just talking about how we want to make some coquito this year around the holidays. Yeah, and bring it into HRP. So maybe we can ship some to the other offices at HRP. That would be amazing. See, now we got to do that because I said it. We got to do that now.
As long as Joe's okay with
yeah.
with shipping costs.
Yes, Jose, yes. That's a funny thing, too. Like, I always call Joe. So we're talking about our CFO, Joe, who we love and adore. And actually, he's your direct supervisor, right?
Yes, he is.
Yes. And I've known Joe for, 20 years I've known Joe, and I've called him Jose the whole time. I love it. It's so funny because I'm always like, hey, Jose. I mean, I like the joke, but hey, Jose, I really want to know
Yeah, but he
how you're
expects
doing.
it.
Yeah, he does.
Don't stop doing
that. If I
that.
don't call him Jose, then he thinks, what's wrong? What, you mad at me? What's the matter? So, where'd you grow up, Jadi?
I grew up in Boston. So majority of my earlier years was all in Boston, Mass. So I wasn't out here for a very long time.
Yeah. So were you born in Boston?
No, I was born in Springfield, but
okay.
I was raised in Boston since I was 2, 3.
Yeah. And did a lot of your family live in Boston too?
Yes.
Like, okay, both sides of the family?
Yes.
Yeah. So my family's from Hartford, Connecticut. Both of my parents grew up in the same housing project, and that's how they knew each other. And then once my parents had was it me or my brother? I think me. Once they had me, my brother's 5 years older than me, they moved to New Britain, Connecticut. So it was only like 10 minutes away. But yeah, I grew up in Connecticut here. Now, did Massachusetts have a Puerto Rican Day Parade?
It's massive.
Really? Is it like New York?
The only thing is, I have to say, because I grew up in South Boston, St. Patrick's Day kind of overshadowed. But we definitely did. We did have a big Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Yeah. Was it in June, like the one in New York? Like, did it happen in the summertime?
Yes.
Okay.
It was always summer, from what I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Were you ever in the parade?
Never.
Okay, I wasn't.
Were you?
I was not. However, family members were. So they have one in Hartford. They have a Puerto Rican Day Parade. And yeah, my father drove a float, or drove his truck, with people hanging off the sides and stuff. Yeah, he did do that for a long time. And I love how it's like this national thing, that there's Puerto Rican Day parades in all the bigger cities. It just really shows a lot about our specific culture, and how we're just so proud to wave that flag and stuff. So, yeah.
You have to. You got to rep Boricua every now and again.
You do. Yeah, I love. I just had to explain what Boricua was recently, and it's just so funny because we've been saying it for ever since we were little, but I don't think I've ever had to explain what it was, and I'm like, oh, okay, so hold on, here we go. So I was like, well, both of my parents are from Puerto Rico. That's my heritage, but we come from the ancestors of the Taino Indians. I had to get all into it, girl. And I was like, so, they actually called it Boriquen. It was and they have I actually have artwork in my bathroom that, show the symbols of the Taino
cool.
Indians. Yeah. But that's where it actually originated from. I had to look up what it actually was. Cause I'm I don't know, to be honest. Cause it's just, what we've always said, done and repped. And I feel like Hispanic Heritage Month especially doing DEI work and like other organizations too, like showing more representation of like different cultures and identities and stuff, I've done even more research on like my heritage and learning so much more about the details of, you know, even like the bendición and like all of that stuff and how important it is to say
so
that.
So funny you say that because I had to break that down to my son recently because he was asking. He was like, every time you see grandma and stuff, you always say bendición. What does that mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
yeah.
Wait a second. Let me look into that for you. Why do we say that? And it was funny because it's just something that you learn to do, but it's not something
explained
that,
to you.
No,
yeah.
It's never explained, but I did have to Google that and figure it out for us.
Yes. Right. And I feel like there's a lot of that in our culture, right? And I bet you other cultures can probably relate. But what does it mean to do these things, or why do we say these certain, you know, words? And like, you know, in other cultures, when they have certain things, they say, well, what does it actually, where did it originate? You know, like I know why I do it now, and I know why it's important because someone, you know, smacked me if I didn't otherwise, you know. So, but those things are just, I just like having that stuff. I think it's awesome. And all cultures have their thing. And I just feel like we have a lot in our culture.
We do have a lot of traditions, but it's not something that a lot of us learn, like you said. Mm-hmm. It's not something that's really taught. It's just something that you grow up and do. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference.
Yep. Yep. What's your favorite Puerto Rican music? Like if you could pick.
I have to say that of all the music, and I think it's mostly because of my mom, she was crazy. You cannot grow up and not know how to dance and listen to bachata. Mm-hmm. So that's always kind of been my favorite of all genres. Of course, I do love a good salsa merengue, but bachata is my absolute favorite.
Well, and I think, in my opinion, bachata is easier. I feel like it's the easy. I mean, merengue is easy because it's just that.
It's a little two-step.
Yeah, but bachata, I just feel like it's easy. I guess that, you know, that might not be true for many people, but it's just, and it's fun.
It's fun, and it can be made so romantic and so nice. You can
speed it up, slow it down. Oh my gosh, do you know who Lejuan James is?
Oh my God.
I love him so much. And when he be doing his bachata kick and all that stuff, oh my God, I'd be dying. He's amazing. He's the best. And he's half Puerto Rican, half Dominican. Oh, I love him so much.
Yeah, I definitely watch him all the time, and I laugh because I'm like, how can he embody my entire family in all of his skits? Yeah. Like, I'm like, was he there in my house hearing my mother yell early in the morning to wake everybody up to start cleaning? Because that was the thing. Saturday mornings, everybody had to get up and clean.
Oh, now isn't that a topic of conversation? In the Hispanic heritage, you got to clean, limpio, limpia. Oh my goodness. And it's so funny because especially like when you have a multicultural family and you bring that Hispanic cleaning ethic into that family, they're just like, I'm not ready for this. This is too aggressive. And it's like, it's not aggressive enough. Like, what do you mean? We have to clean. It's
but
crazy.
You can't clean without the music. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Is all the windows are open, the doors are open, the music is loud, and you clean to the rhythm of the song. That's what it is.
It's a whole vibe. It is a whole vibe. You know, the windows open. Lance be like, why are all of the windows open? Why not?
That's the bigger question.
Why not? Why wouldn't you open all the windows? And then, like, it's so funny because you never think for 1 minute, like, I'm probably disturbing the neighborhood with my music. No, it's more like, no, they're enjoying this. How can you not? How can you not be like, that is some good music?
But you knew. Like, I grew up when I was small in South Boston. We were in the projects. So we knew when we heard the music, somebody was cleaning out their house. Yep. And if we heard their music before our music was on, we were late.
Yes. So. Yep. Yeah. It's a whole vibe. Do you like Bad Bunny? Oh, boy. Don't say the wrong thing now.
Apparently I can't. But I'm so far removed from that music.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily listen to Bad Bunny. But I do have a lot of family members that do.
Yeah.
My cousins actually recently just went to one of his concerts.
Yeah,
and they
he
were
was
saying
in
that he was
Massachusetts,
amazing. But my mother was the hot mess because when she called, like she texted everybody to let everybody know. Because that also is Puerto Rican. When you tell one person and that one person texts the entire family with the event. And apparently that was something that everybody needed to know, that they were going to this Bad Bunny. But she didn't know how to say it, so she was like, El Conejo Malo. So she was mad that we didn't know in the text, El Conejo Malo. I'm like, what is she talking about? And then after, somebody in the text chain was like, it's Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny, question mark?
I'm like, why did she... Everything else was in English, but then she said that part in Spanish, and it was off from there.
That's so funny. That's another thing about the language, right? So I think that a lot of people outside of our culture don't know how Mexican Spanish, Colombian Spanish, Cuban Spanish, Puerto Rican Spanish, like there are words that are completely different throughout each culture. Right. And like people don't know that there was another TikTok I saw of a girl doing that where she would say one thing in Puerto Rican and then she'd say it in Mexican or whatever. And it was completely different. Like my maiden name is Mojica. And when my brother went to Texas to boot camp because he's in the Air Force, I think that Mojica means something in Mexican that is not appropriate or something like that. And my brother, they were just like, oh, and they were like calling him something. And he was just like, they were like, oh, you know what that means? And he was just like, no, I didn't know that. So like, it's just so interesting because obviously all of our last names are Spanish words, but it meant something in Mexican. I don't recall what it is. And now I'm afraid to look it up again, but I don't think it was nice. So there's
a lot of things. My aunt married a man from Peru or Ecuador, and when he came to the States to visit, he got off the plane and he instantly said some words in his Spanish that was not culturally acceptable to say for us, because to Puerto Ricans it would be a swear word. But for them it meant something as innocent as a mosquito.
Right.
And at that point, that's when we realized how different. How the same you can understand, but certain names are completely different.
Yeah.
In different cultures. So it could be as devastating as that.
Yes, for sure. Well, it was fun chatting with you, girl.
Thank you. Because I was extremely nervous.
I know, but like we don't get to see each other that much too because we're busy all day. So this was fun. We love HRP, and HRP has been very supportive of all the fun things that we're doing here in the marketing department and celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. So I would say a takeaway for me on our beautiful Puerto Rican culture is the island of Puerto Rico. There's a lot of beautiful things there, wonderful food there, and unfortunately there was a storm that hit recently there. So, if we would love to, continue to support the island. They are still recovering from Eva Maria, and my family members are still holding strong in their little community of where they live, but we'll drop some links for support to support the island of Puerto Rico. And how about you, Chadi? Anything on what's your favorite thing about our culture?
The food, the music, and family, because I think that's the biggest thing that we have in our culture, that family is everything. And obviously with every get-together, it's food and music.
Yes. Lots of energy, and the energy that just doesn't really stop. Actually, it goes into the wee hours of the morning, and we start it all over again. So thank you so much, Yadi, for joining me today in this great conversation. It was fun. Follow us, subscribe to our wonderful YouTube channel, drop us a like, a comment, and ring the bell for notifications so you know the next time we're out here. Talk to you soon.